Let's dive into the toxic world of Twitter. Sorry, I mean X. Video by Visual Venture. As always, link will be in the description. And apologies for the potentially lower video quality. It seems my camera can't keep up with me. My endurance is a little bit too much. So apologies for that until I get a new setup. We're going to have to stick to this until I have the means to improve. So please, thank you. Please and thank you for watching. And you're awesome. Let's get into this. Yeah.
Do you think animals can give consent?
They can indeed.
Twitter is the most miserable place on the planet. It'd be more fun to live in an active war zone than it would be to spend an hour on Twitter.
At the end of all of this, when you're attracted to kids, the next phase from thoughts goes into performing the actual crime.
It's a community of people that just love to hate, and that's all they like to do.
The story of Noah. It's no secret that Twitter is one of the most toxic platforms on the internet. Arguments, fights, cancellations, they happen every single day. But why? Why does this platform have such a big problem with toxicity? Well, what if I told you that Twitter has always been toxic since the very beginning because Twitter was built on betrayal? This is Noah Glass, a guy you probably have never heard of, and that's a shame because he started Twitter. Way back in 2005, Noah ran a podcasting platform called Odeo with his friend Evan Williams as CEO. The company was on the verge of shutting down, so they needed an idea. Noah spent a night out drinking with an employee, Jack Dorsey, and that's when they had the idea, Twitter.
Twitter is a social texting service based on the contents of your mind. It works with your cell phone and short code 40404, and it then goes to each and every one of your many, many actionable friends.
People didn't like the idea at first, but Noah pushed on. Soon, Twitter started to gain a huge user base, and Noah even considered breaking away from Odeo and making Twitter his own business. And then without warning...
Hey, that's a pretty good point of frickin'... Forgot to turn on my light. Cool. Point of motivation. People just don't like things, and then there needs to be social proof for everyone to sort of just crowd around something, because people are animals, right? We're a bunch of twatters, just twatting at each other. It's that kind of applies to a lot of stuff, right? So I guess if you got an idea and you want to see it through, just disregard what people have to say about it, because people don't know anything. Instead, they'll eat up whatever the hell is around them and is sort of most aptly agreed upon. Now what? Twitter is used by X is now used by all sorts of people everywhere. And yes, I agree with a lot of stuff. It is garbage. One of the more hateful places. Just people just being absolute monsters to each other. I mean, that's just what happens. I mean, Twitter's simply just the platform for people to interact with each other and share stuff. Inevitably, as a result, people are just going to tear each other apart because that's just what we are. We're just creatures. We're just emotional creatures that want to like make it seem as if the things that we think and feel mean something. And what usually is a part of that is imposing that on other people, is having these ridiculous negative emotions that we thrust upon each other so that we can verify our existence to ourselves and our environment, the people around us. Twitter is sort of just an outlet for that. It's a conduit. It sucks. Wherever you're going to find people, you're going to find turmoil. You're going to find like toxicity. You're going to find people being just shitty. It's just a part of human nature. It really sucks, but I guess a positive thing to take away from that is keep going. You got something, make it, turn into something real, follow through with it, keep working, keep getting it out there, and eventually it will be received, and then you could benefit from it. And then you could pull yourself away from the animals that are all destroying each other. So you could just watch them destroy each other and like make money off of it. It's like the movie Lord of War with Nicolas Cage, the Werner Herzog film. He sells guns to militias and military groups and revolutionary groups so he can make money off of people killing each other. Yeah, might as well, right? I mean, humans are going to do that anyways. Why not just try to find a way to benefit your overall life as a result of it? It's not good, but that clearly doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Humans are bad. We're just going to do whatever we do to each other, and whatever comes as a result of that is going to happen. So find a way to benefit from it so you're not one of those humans that are tearing each other apart while other people are profiting off of it. Man, that sucks. Also, Jesus. The intro, Edibles kick. It's there's people saying shit like that. There's a lot of people like that. This is probably going to get into that. There might be a whole segment of the video dedicated to it. Let's see. Minecraft. Okay, so they go over Minecraft Twitter, space buns. These are just like the time marks or whatever in the video. Troll movement. I sued Twitter. Twitter's darkest. Ugh. Man, this is... Buckle up, ladies and gents.
And then without warning, Evan made Noah's life flip upside down. Evan pulled Noah to one side and told him he was fired. Everything he had built, from ODO to Twitter, was pulled out from underneath him. Sad, Noah spent a night out with Jack Dorsey and told him what had happened. Jack comforted him. But just a few days later, Jack became the CEO of Twitter. Jack betrayed Noah. Before Noah was fired, Jack met with Evan in secret, and Jack himself demanded that Noah be fired. He even threatened to leave the company if Noah was not removed. Noah described the betrayal in his own words. I felt betrayed by my friends, by my company, by these people around me I trusted, and that I had worked hard to create something with. And I was a little shell-shocked. I was like, wait, what's the value in building these relationships if this is the result? Jack's reason for this was never explained, so we can only assume that he gave into life's biggest evils: money and power. He was second in command in Twitter, so with Noah gone, he'd have everything, and Noah would have nothing. Noah's story tells us so much about Twitter. The Twitter has had toxic roots from day one.
No, it tells us a lot about humans, dude. Humans will do whatever it takes, screw whoever they want to, in order to achieve the things that they want in life. It sucks, man. It's scary. It really sucks, dude. Like, there's no bound, there's no limit to what people will do to each other if it means that they can get some type of benefit from it. It's terrible, dude. Jesus. And people are like, oh, they look at the stuff that I have to say, oh, you're just toxic, you're just pessimistic. It's just a type of gaslighting they use so that they can maintain their goddamn garbage illusions to themselves, so they can feel better about the way that they perceive people, while disregarding all the terrible things that people are doing to each other at the same time that they're lying to themselves about it. It's crazy. Humans are evil. We will do whatever it takes to get what we want, and a lot of that involves destroying other people. It's terrible. Humans are bad. Try not to give into that, but I can't sit here and full-heartedly tell you that, because it's like, why would you not? What was the benefit from, what was it, Jack screwing over his partner Noah? He got more. He won. He got the thing that he wanted. He benefited. Yeah. It's terrible. So, like, it's so hard to walk away from that with, like, a positive mentality towards people. Because it's like, being good is not, you're gonna get screwed. That's just the way that it is. Like, it's an indifferent playing field where anything unfolds, and anything is going to unfold. And if it's an indifferent playing field, then that means you can do whatever. And if what it takes to get to somewhere else that you want requires you trampling on somebody, people are absolutely gonna do that, 100 goddamn %. And the people that don't are the ones that are going to get trampled on by the people who don't care. It's terrible. Humans are bad. Life is bad, humans are worse. Because humans know, even with concepts of like karma and like karmic justice or like retribution, some type of afterlife, it's like, that's not gonna stop people. You can find ways to rationalize anything. Those are just our ways of trying to come to terms with the way that the landscape is, so that we can make ourselves feel better while traversing it, despite reality, you know, proving the antithetical to that. It's, yeah. All right, let's keep going.
Roots from day one. And as you'll see in this next chapter, Twitter's users are no different. Space buns. It's almost become a meme at this point, just how awful Twitter is. Arguments happen over anything and everything, and sometimes people just spark them for no good reason. This is a crazy example. In November of 2020, a Twitter user posted a picture from their game, Animal Crossing. And I want to emphasize that this game focuses on positivity, friendship, and community. This image somehow sparked madness on Twitter, and it's because of the hairstyle. This user was bombarded with angry replies and even threatening ones. Ma'am, they're not space buns. They're Afro puffs, and they're meant for black girls. Us white girls cannot use them, so I advise you to change them before it's too late. Another user replied with, too late? Until what happens? And they replied, till others cancel her and put her name out there. People are threatening to expose this person's personal information over some pixels on a screen. Again,
oh, humans aren't bad. We're just good. You need to stop being pessimistic.
I'm playing Animal Crossing, look at my hairstyle. Yeah, I'm gonna destroy you because of that thing that I don't like that you're doing in a video game. Wow. Wow. Honestly, yeah, I'm the cynic. Really? Get the fuck out of here. Fucking animals. Just a bunch of mindless creatures. We're all just animals. Just doing stupid shit to make it seem as if our lives aren't meaningless. It's a joke, dude. Honestly. The only way that you can like come to terms is just laugh in the goddamn face of the void. Just make fun of it. None of it matters. Because if it matters to you, you're gonna get fucking destroyed. You're gonna get reminded that, oh, it doesn't matter. But like, I want it to matter because my emotions. Sorry. Look at this. Look what happened as a result of somebody doing something that does not, like that's, because if nothing matters, then that can't matter. But in context to what should matter, this is what people find to be important to them. Enough so that they could do this stupid crap over something that shouldn't matter. But hey, if everything's meaningless, then meaning's something that you can just come up out of nowhere and make up on your own terms. And that's exactly what these people did. And look what happened as a result. In order for these people to manifest their sense of meaning in life, they needed to trample over somebody else. Just because. I guess that's just a component to where they derive meaning, or to how they derive meaning in life. It's a joke, all of it. Just life, man. It's insane.
Again, in August of 2022, a YouTuber by the name of Hero High posted a video about some creeps. The story goes that a group of adult Twitter users gathered together to pressure a child because of a tweet she's made. The screenshots show details of how they planned to ruin her life. Their justification for this was that they claimed the child had posted problematic media. These group of grown adults chose to sacrifice a child's safety over something she said over the internet. So why does Twitter's platform continue to stay toxic? The false rumor. Before we continue, I just want to say I can't thank you guys enough. Because of you guys, we got this awesome sponsorship. When I was in school, I sucked at math. I always had to work 3 times. In an article posted on It Geared, the author Richard Herbert lists some of the key reasons why Twitter is so toxic. One of these reasons is the spread of false information. Richard writes that fake news spreads at about a 70% higher rate than accurate information. And people seem to respond more to false information because it's designed to upset people. Twitter is a hotspot for false information because the platform...
Yep, it's all about emotional curation. That is way more important. Reality is not favorable to people's emotions because it's indifferent, it doesn't care, and the things that we feel don't matter, right? Even the stuff that I see in my videos, there's a lot of there's not too much negative. It depends on the type of video that I make and which little emotional points I hit, depending on the type of person and how they respond to it. But it's like, if you're making a point, if you're real with people, that by itself could be enough. But like going the extra mile and designing falsities around these types of things to elicit an even more negative reaction, like you're gonna get the worst of people. You don't even need to do anything bad or wrong per se. Remember, wrong is just, people just make that up as to what it means. So you could do something totally harmless and somebody else just doesn't like it. And they can make moves on behalf of their emotions because they believe that you've done something wrong that justifies their reaction. It's bad. A lot of my videos boil down to that. Humans just being shitty, just animals. And people don't like that. That's why they try to delegitimize what I say. Oh, you're cynical. Oh, you're a pessimist. By me pointing out the things that people do because they just want to pretend that it's not real because of their feelings. It's disgusting. It's terrible. So you can't really expect anything more from people. You just got to find a way to make your own, to survive in context of the way that the world works and not let it bring you down. But people are gonna, depending on if you step on the wrong thing here or there, and it's not even gonna be wrong, it's just gonna be entirely arbitrary. People are gonna try to make moves to try to tear you down because people are evil. You can't expect anything better from people. So you just got to keep moving, keep going, keep working, keep doing stuff to benefit yourself.
For false information because the platform allows it to be shared by thousands of people within a matter of minutes, including the strangest story I've ever heard. Welcome to Bodegraven Rewitched, a town in the Western Netherlands. It's quiet, peaceful, and pretty. But then, the town was attacked online. In 2020, a man by the name of Joost Nievel started to spread rumors about the town's history. He claimed that in the 80s, the town was haunted by a cult that kidnapped children for their disgusting ceremonies. The stories were false, but that didn't matter. Twitter was flooded with people who genuinely believed it, so they shared the story over and over. Just gave the names of several Bodegraven residents who he claimed were part of the cult, and people harassed those residents without mercy. Phone calls, letters, and death threats wouldn't stop. Just was forced to remove his fake tweets, but it was too late. The rumors became so real that people were traveling to the town to lay flowers in remembrance, but also leave threatening messages for the relatives of the deceased children. The town became so desperate to stop this hate that they took Twitter to court to have them remove the horrible rumors from the platform. It just goes to show how easily false information spreads on Twitter. But these are—
And what's even worse is, like, say if like you were to try to implement measures to let's just find some type of retribution for this. Like, say if the guy who posted those things got in trouble, legally speaking. There's so much crap that can go wrong with that as well. Do you get the right guy? How do you know this is the person who did it? You could, what if it's the wrong person that it's just, everyone's flailing in a bunch of different directions, punching, right? In retaliation to whatever the hell happens in reality. It's terrible, dude. Like, it makes sense why people would do this, though. It's very emotional. It's like, if this is stuff that you spend your time doing, instead of, like, I don't know, improving yourself as a person, setting goals and working towards them, trying to just become better, then you're a loser. Sorry. I know, super painful. Oh, my feelings, my emotions, right? How dare you point out how shitty the things that I do are, and how I dedicate my life to these crappy, shitty, petty, vindictive things that bring other people down, right? It's like, that, yeah, it sucks. It's like, come on. Like, just make something. Like, I can't even sit here and it's like, this is meaning to people. I can sit here and point this crap out and say how crappy all these things are, but it's like, it doesn't matter, dude. People are going to do whatever they do because they want to. That's it. There doesn't need to be a reason. There doesn't need to be a justification. It's just nonsense in an endless cycle. So.
But these aren't the only things that make Twitter toxic. Minecraft Twitter. If you don't know what a stan is, here's a brief explanation. Stan is the combination of stalker and fan. It's when someone's online life revolves around a certain public figure or character. They obsess over this person constantly and sometimes even worship their idols. And stans are mostly children. Welcome to Minecraft Twitter. This community is one of the most obsessed groups of people on the internet.
There's entire pages dedicated.
I don't think most are children. Many are. But there's a lot of, like, it really doesn't change as you get older. People don't really change for the better. They will hold on to these types of things. Children are very emotional, but like adults are too. It just becomes a little bit more nuanced. And the ways in which people can be really shitty to each other becomes a little bit more advanced, becomes a little bit more intricate. Like, have you ever heard of, like, K-pop stans? Are those really children? No, I don't think so. They're young, probably. But, like, what do you think, like, religion is? Stands for Jesus. It's no different. It's no different. They're all the same. It's just worship. People trying to define these ideas that make it seem as if, like, the things that they feel are more legitimate than they really are, or more meaningful than they really are, when it's all just, again, nonsense, all of it. So, but Minecraft. I guess, yeah, if you point your scope at that on Minecraft, you're probably going to find a bunch of kids, but it's like, it's just dumb. It's absurd how dumb it is. It really is. And there's nothing anyone can do about it. Other than, I guess, just try to profit. Just try to benefit from the noise, from the turmoil. But, yeah.
On the internet.
There's entire pages dedicated to just keeping track of what Minecraft YouTubers are listening to on Spotify at all hours of the day.
And while they worship these people so much, they can turn against them too. And that became clear when they went after TommyInnit, one of the biggest Minecraft YouTubers on the platform. In 2021, he was attacked by the Minecraft community for two ridiculous reasons. First, Tommy posted a tweet making a joke about another content creator, JSchlatt. For those of you who don't know him, JSchlatt is a controversial creator within the Minecraft community. You either love him or hate him. The stans reacted badly to this one tweet from Tommy, taking it so far as creating a hashtag Tommy Neg, which stands for Tommy Negative, in order to spread hate across Twitter.
And I just saw loads of people making really negative tweets about Tommy Innit. There were like 30,000 of them.
Because of this hate, Tommy did a live stream where he asked his audience to educate him about certain world topics. He did this because he wanted to show understanding and respect about the situation. But of course, the stands on Twitter didn't see it that way.
The chat was constantly calling him homophobic, questioning why he wasn't more politically active, as if that's his responsibility to be a political activist.
It became so bad that Tommy revealed that he was seeking therapy for the bullying he received online, but the comments just kept on coming. I don't care if you're feeling overwhelmed. You are privileged and face no type of oppression, but still continue to victimize yourself instead of holding yourself accountable and apologizing. Tommy Innit was driven off the platform by these crazy kids, and the unfortunate part was that Tommy was just 17 at the time. Since then, Tommy's been—
Yes, especially being super young, it's kind of harder to react to this stuff. But this stuff's always going to be around. Whatever you do or don't do, people are going to have a problem with that. The only thing that you can do is to try to react in a way in which it doesn't bring you down. Therapy, that's a great outcome to all of this. That should be there regardless of whether or not you are facing these types of things in life. Therapy is excellent. Having an external third-party unbiased bounce board that allows you to quantify your mindset more accessibly. Therapy is something everyone needs. But in context to how you should react to these types of things, you just gotta move. You just gotta keep going. I'd argue you should double down in your efforts, work harder, keep improving yourself, try even more, keep getting better. And then you'll realize it's just white noise you're surrounded by, a bunch of dumbasses who got nothing better to do in their lives. Now granted, I don't give a shit about anybody like this, right? People in these types of positions who make this amount of money and are well known. I don't care about any of them, but if we're just talking about the theme to pull from this, what we should pull from this. Not to say that Tommy justified the reaction, or not to say that people throwing all this crap at him was justified. It's like, if you think that's what I'm saying, then you're stupid. There's not much I can do to help you. It's like all my words you don't know how to compute words properly if that's what you think of what I'm saying. I'm just saying, to take away something positive from this, you got to just keep going. You got to just keep doing you. You got to keep working. It's not going to get easier. You have to try to make it easier by improving your ability, by getting better, right? And then you'll notice it will become a little bit easier. Like the world landscape's not going to change in any way. Things are just going to happen. It's just, the only type of control that you have is your reaction to the landscape and what unfolds. It sucks, man. Really, this shouldn't be the way that it is, but it is, and it's entirely the fault of humanity. Humans make life worse. Life is pretty bad just from its indifference, but life can be good. And people, they do stuff to make things worse just because they can. Because that somehow makes them feel better or improves their circumstance, which it really doesn't. What does shitting on Tommy Innit do for these people? Other than to give them some immediate emotional validation in that moment. Oh, screw you, Tommy, this or that. Oh, I feel a little bit better for 2 seconds. Oh, wow. If you derive meaning from that, it's you got nothing going on, honestly. That's fucking pathetic. Also, Minecraft, who cares? I like Minecraft, I like playing it, but if this is really that important to you, you really got nothing going on in your life, and you should feel bad about your circumstances if this is what you find to be important. Come on, that's pathetic. That really is. oh man. But in Tommy's perspective, from Tommy's perspective, you gotta just do you. You gotta keep moving. You gotta keep getting better. You gotta just keep climbing. And someone like Tommy Innit, he's already in a position where he's able to accessibly do that, right? To be in a privileged enough position to be able to make money off this, to be able to go get therapy, to be able to spend time away, to be able to have control over his life. He's in a way better position to be able to react to the stuff accordingly than most other people who are in smaller or less fortunate positions. But yeah, anyways, I guess there's going to be so many more instances. There's probably an unlimited amount of things that happen in the Twitter sphere where you can make endless amounts of video content on. This is insane. This is just so absurd. It's so hard to take people seriously, honestly. People flail and act in these awful ways to try to reaffirm their feelings in the environment, demanding respect for the stupid horse shit that they feel. It's no, it's all meaningless. Those people need to go fuck themselves. Worthless, honestly. That's so stupid. Oh, God. Oh, man. I need to find a way to recontextualize all this stuff. Yeah, granted, it's just I guess a tricky part of my content, but in the content that I'm making, the things that I have to talk about. But it's like, this isn't good. Me pointing it out, what does that do? I'm trying to hopefully benefit from it, which thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you gain some value from what I'm saying, but it's like, dude, this sucks, man. Not me pointing out, the very fact that there's something to point out that I could say sucks. It's like, really? Really? Come on, people. Be better, do better. Jesus. Ugh.
Since then, Tommy's making content again and returned to Twitter. But unlike Tommy, there are other Twitter users that actually do horrible things. Strawberry Milk. The art community on Twitter is actually one of the nicer sides of the platform. Artists come together and showcase their work for feedback, advice, and just enjoy each other's masterpieces. But even in the nicest parts of Twitter, there are bad people. In mid-2020, a Twitter user by the name of Strawberry Milk started to get a lot of attention, and it wasn't positive. Strawberry drew incredibly inappropriate content, but the catch? It included children. You heard me right. She featured kids and sold it to the public for a profit, a literal distribution of images. Her excuse? She calls it trauma art. Trauma art is a form of therapeutic treatment when other forms of therapy aren't enough. It's heavily monitored by a licensed therapist and is an extremely private and personal thing and not something you sell online. Strawberry also published a webcomic that's supposedly based.
Two things. If she's able to sell it and people are willing to buy it, then it's like that kind of reinforces it. Like that's grunge. That's shit fuck. But secondly, what was the second point? People are giving it attention. We hear about it. Here we are talking about it. It worked. I mean, maybe that the intention of making that stuff wasn't necessarily to make money. I mean, if they're selling it, that's clearly one of the intentions. But it's like, going back to the doing things in a way to tangibly benefit yourself. Like, she's better off by doing this stuff. She finds communities of people who are willing to consume that type of stuff that she makes, and she's able to make money off of it. Yeah, it's not just the fact that this stuff exists, it's the fact that she can benefit and improve her life as a result of it. That makes it so much goddamn worse. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like, that's the... Oh, fuck. Okay, I'll sprinkle in a little bit more positive videos here and there, because this sucks, man. This pisses me off. It really does. All this shit. I'll try to frame things in a way in which we can try to traverse this reality in a positive fashion. What you can do to not be fucking this, to not deal with this crap. I'll try to frame it in a way, but through just explaining the way that things are and the way that people interact with the world, it's like, I'm just like, dude, there's so much garbage. Oh god. Fuck. All right. Let's go.
Supposedly based on the trauma she went through, but there's still no excuse for the contents within it. It's sickening. But Strawberry had even more secrets she was hiding. Not only were some of Strawberry's tweets questionable, but some of the accounts that Strawberry supported were even worse. She frequently liked suspicious, disgusting tweets and followed questionable accounts. People defended her vile actions and also labeled her content as trauma art. The YouTuber Miss Zizi made a personal statement about this situation.
In that case, hello, I'm a child abuse survivor. Her art is fucking gross, and labeling clear art as trauma art is disgusting.
When researching for this video, I couldn't find any trace of Strawberry's account on.
All of this shit is disgusting. But here we are. There it is. It's real. Damn. Oh, Jay, you're just cynical. You're just pessimistic. Look at the bright side of stuff. Dude, it'd be easier to look at the bright side if, like, the dark side wasn't so goddamn huge. If it wasn't so pervasive. If it wasn't so fucking apparent. You're telling me that in order to acknowledge, like, you almost have to pretend it's not there in order for you to deal with it. In order for you to focus on this shit. It's like, here, it's like you're sitting, trying to watch a movie. Right? And somebody else is playing a movie that's just, I don't know, just sounds of people getting massacred or something. And it's so fucking loud. They keep increasing the volume. You just gotta, like, how do you not acknowledge that without just, like, building fuzziness in your ears or just, like, some goddamn tunnel vision on the thing that you're doing? I don't know how you do that without some degree of delusion. Like, this is fucking disgusting, all this shit. But it's there, and it's real, and here we are talking about it. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Great. God damn it, people.
Trace of Strawberry's account on Twitter. Not only was her account banned, but a user took her username to create a hate page dedicated to Strawberry. Hopefully this marks the end to Strawberry's insanity, but there are still thousands like her on Twitter. Megalinks.
But also, you doing that, the hate bit, that's more attention. That's more people acknowledging this person's existence. That's more of a potential for people to support it. Why are you giving it attention? Why just don't acknowledge it? Oh, good. Hate is still good. It's good in context to attention acquisition. It's a net positive. You ever hear that saying, all publicity is good publicity, even bad? Right? There's a reason why that's the case, because if the point is to get eyes on something, and that gets people to make moves, and the only point is to get people's eyes on it, that is the one thing that matters. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, as long as people are talking about it. Just don't talk. Just, it's gone. Not real to me. I'm not going to acknowledge this thing, not going to give it my attention. But why would you not if you're benefited from that, right? It's a cycle. It's a never-ending cycle of just grotesque, there are no words to describe how fucking grunge this shit is. Oh, God. All right, next one. Megalinks. That's the next one we're on. Let's just move on.
There's an infinite amount of hashtags all over Twitter. There's one for anything and everything, for better or worse. But there's one hashtag that's been used for awful purposes that Twitter still hasn't acted against. Megalinks. Mega is a popular cloud storage service. What it does is allow you to store your files and completely encrypts them, meaning that not even Mega can see what you store on there. And despite the platform's good intentions, it's being used by terrible people. People are storing disgusting images and videos on Mega, and once it's stored, they start to trade them on Twitter. They create burner Twitter accounts, which are fake accounts, and use the hashtag Megalinks as a way of finding other traders on the platform.
So they create these accounts to distribute this disgusting garbage, and they get banned and nothing happens from it because it's literally just a dummy account.
Some of these accounts even specify what they want. Just look at some of the related searches that Twitter recommends connected to Megalinks. It's horrible. What's worse is that this video was done in 2020, but it's still happening today. While writing the script for this video, we were able to find a post that was tweeted just 15 minutes earlier. This is still a huge problem on Twitter. These people don't even hide what they're after, and even if Twitter bans their accounts, they'll just make new ones, and these twisted trades will carry on. And I just hope Twitter does something soon. Zoo. In our Discord video, we scratched the surface of Zoo when we talked about Hypnotist Sappho, a notorious member of this community. But this problem is so much bigger than you can imagine because Twitter is full of zoos. A zoo is a person who believes they're attracted to animals rather than humans. They endorse actions with animals and genuinely believe that what they're doing is okay. And it started on Twitter. In 2020, the hashtag ZooPride began to appear across Twitter. What followed was a slew of disgusting tweets from zoos defending their actions in an attempt to normalize it. They even created a flag for themselves in an attempt to mimic the LGBT community. Their delusions went as far as believing that animals had the ability to consent. I don't need to tell you how horrible that is, so I'll tell you a story instead. Kiro the Wolf is a content creator on YouTube. For a while, Kiro was a respected figure of the furry community and was an inspiration for many. But then everything changed. It was revealed that Kiro was part of a sadistic zoo chat room that shared pictures, videos, and advice on how to end the lives of animals. Some of these videos are so bad that I can't even begin to describe them. This is the kind of behavior the zoos on Twitter are trying to defend, and we can't let them get away with it. The troll movement. Preds are all over the internet, and there's no avoiding that fact. They'll continue to fulfill their selfish desires no matter how hard we fight back. But what happens when they stop hiding? That's right, zoos aren't the only disgusting community on Twitter. There's one that's even worse. It's full of preds that call themselves MAPS, which stands for Attracted Person. These advocates, much like the zoos, took to Twitter in 2020 in an attempt to normalize their fantasies. They sank so low as to pretend that a deceased content creator supported their beliefs.
Etika from Etika World Network supports map rights, literally using someone that passed away.
Thankfully, people fought back and made it clear that these people are not welcome on Twitter. It caused an outrage across social media. Countless YouTube videos were made about it, but one video in particular found its origins. In July of 2020, the YouTube channel Some Ordinary Gamers posted a video about the map situation. In the video, Mutahar discovered a post on 4chan made in 2016 that could have been the origins of this movement.
We're creating a new gender to troll SJWs with. Clover gender, a child trapped in a man's body who is attracted to other children.
This shows that the movement itself is fake. These beliefs were created on 4chan to troll people.
There is no movement. There is none of this, okay? You literally started off on a trolling attempt from 4chan.
Thankfully, Twitter took a stand against this and updated their terms of service. They stated that they have zero tolerance for this kind of behavior. It sounds promising, but the accounts are still out there. The hashtag is still active on Twitter to this day, and while most—
That's what I meant by bottom line. Twitter making a move like that isn't actually doing anything about it. They're just writing words to come off as more legitimate, so it, like, they're just, like, you know, if this stuff happens, they can kind of distance themselves from it and be like, you know, it's in the terms of service. You're not allowed to do this. Even though there's now actual, like, action taken in order to prevent this type of thing happening. They're just writing it down. Oh, look, hey, government, look at this. You can see we're not supporting this. Look, even though it's happening and we're not doing anything about it, it says it right here in the writing that they don't allow it. So you can't hold us accountable for that. They're saving their asses. That's the only thing they care about. The government's the only one that could actually, like, show up and do anything to affect their bottom line of monetary acquisition. But even still, it's like, come on. I've said this so many times in my other videos. You can get so big to a point where it's like nothing can happen. You can't get canceled. I don't even believe regular people can get canceled. You just got to keep moving forward. But, like, the bigger you are, doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter what you're faced with. I strongly believe that you can find a way to keep going. You can... Even, isn't Kevin Spacey still making movies? Isn't it, like, Bill Cosby, like, I mean, granted, none of that stuff actually, like, was applied to him until even after the fact, right? When he was too old for there to really be any type of retribution. Harvey Weinstein, another example. I mean, nothing's really changed about his lifestyle. He still has all that money. He still is able to, you know, he hasn't really tried to make movies as far as I know. But, like, if he were to, and there were people who needed his money so that they could make movies, they probably would still do it. Anyone who get canceled, if you're in a position where you have power and influence and money, you can't. You can just keep moving, making moves in certain ways, and you'll be fine. You'll still be able to do stuff. People don't receive their comeuppance at the end of the day. Comeuppance is random. People who earn it sometimes earn it, sometimes they don't. People who don't earn it, they sometimes earn it, sometimes they don't. It has no bearing. Whether or not they do or don't earn it has no bearing on whether or not they receive it. That's not how life works. I know why people tell themselves that, because it sounds nice, but, like, ironically, you lying to yourself about the way things work makes things worse, because it's more apt. It creates a possibility for the arbitrariness nature of things to continue to prevail, because you just don't know what's going on. You're just too busy telling yourself shit. So how am I going to get it right if I'm too busy lying to myself instead of actually doing what needs to be done, which nothing's going to be done. No, these people have all sorts of places they can go and do these types of things. Like, there's not going to be any type of comeuppance. It's awful. It's disgusting, but it makes sense why shit like this happens, and it's going to keep happening. So the best thing you can do is just fucking get it out of your mind, stay away, live your life, try to find happiness. Don't let this garbage get to you. But god damn it, we're almost there. I'm going to try to find better, more positive videos. This is not good. I'm sorry, I don't mean to bring your mental health down, but it's not all bad. You have some semblance of control. You can react to things, but that's about it. Sorry, I know I hyped you up a little bit, but then I brought you right down again. You just gotta accept that shit like this is gonna happen. You just gotta stay away. Fuck these people, man. This is garbage.
Active on Twitter to this day, and while most of the tweets are people making fun of and fighting against maps, these monsters are still roaming Twitter. I sued Twitter. The story is heartbreaking. Supposedly, a young teen found themselves in a long-distance relationship with another teen. They had been dating for months before the boy sent an inappropriate video of himself, and that's when the mask came off. This boy had actually been talking to a trafficker the entire time. They blackmailed him into sending more pictures, and if he didn't comply, that video would be sent to his friends and family. He was terrified, so he complied. He eventually blocked the trafficker, and the terror stopped for some time, until 2019. The videos of the boy had surfaced on Twitter. According to the New York Post, the videos were reported to Twitter at least 3 times, and each time Twitter did nothing.
Allegedly, Twitter sent them this response. We reviewed the content, didn't find a violation in our policies.
Twitter looked over the videos and saw no problem with them. The video supposedly had 167,000 views and 2,200 retweets. How could Twitter let this happen? The boy and his parents took legal action against Twitter, even involving the FBI, who demanded that Twitter remove the videos from the platform. Only then did Twitter comply. Twitter initially declined to comment, but eventually decided to say this: "Our teams work to stay ahead, to ensure we're doing everything we can to remove content and protect children from harm." And I hope they truly mean it. Twitter's darkest side. We covered some of the worst corners of Twitter in this video. And with these topics,
It's just fluff. You're just saying words. Oh my God, your actions don't reflect. And why would your actions reflect, like your words actually reflect your actions? You don't give a shit. Does this affect you from making money? No, I don't care. That's how it works when it comes to people. Oh my God. Oh man. Oh shit. This sucks. Oh Jesus. Oh fuck. All right, let's get through this. Like, this is not good. This sucks, man. I already know what there is when I peel back the layers to humanity. I already know what to expect, and it still bothers me. It still fucking pisses me off. No more. We're almost done. Thank you for bearing with me up to this point if you've reached this point, but let's get through this.
protect children from harm, and I hope they truly mean it. Twitter's darkest side. We covered some of the worst corners of Twitter in this video. And with these topics, there's been one thing that's consistent. They almost always involve adults. But what happens when it's only teens involved? When researching for this video, we discovered probably the worst community on Twitter. We found Twitter's darkest side. In September of 2020, a YouTuber by the name of Brittany Venti posted a video. In the video, she discovered the hashtag NSFWTWT. Of course, you'll find inappropriate content, but that's when Brittany made a stunning discovery. Many of the users using the hashtag were under adult age. These kids post risky pictures and reveal personal information about themselves. What's worse is that they're searching for other kids to trade pictures of themselves with. It's pretty much a racket. I don't need to tell you just how dangerous something like this is. How preds could easily disguise themselves and get pictures of these children. And kids being kids, they just don't listen.
But they will respond by lashing out on you or being in denial that there's predators out there.
These kids have been brainwashed into believing what they're doing is okay. The bottom line is, it's heartbreaking. These kids are confused and trying to find themselves. But Twitter is not a place for it, because Twitter isn't a playground. It's a film set. Everything you do is being watched by an unimaginable amount of people. And it's not only being recorded, but it will be there forever. On Twitter, you have 280 characters to make a point. So make sure you choose your words carefully. Visual Venture. Wait, before you go, click this playlist right here.
All of it's heartbreaking. All of this sucks. If you keep digging, you're gonna find an infinite amount of shit to just break you down, dude. To make you feel bad. Okay. Positive note. Let's not get... Okay. Sorry for that. For all this. Sorry for everything. Sorry for life. Sorry for people. Sorry that people are terrible. The best thing that you can do is just react. That's the one thing you have control over. In life, you don't have control. You have mild trajectory, which that is still that's still a positive, given what could be. You still can do things in a way to make it so that you're not getting screwed. Even if someone's trying to screw you, even if you are getting screwed, there are still ways that you can react to hedge your bets in a way to alter the trajectory of the outcome in a positive fashion. All right? You are not entirely powerless. There are things you can do, but that's the thing. That's the hard thing. It's building that. It's being able to refine that ability to traverse the world and react accordingly to these things. So, Moral of the story, don't use Twitter.